by Max Timmermans onto the track, which will happen in just a few seconds' time. Here we go then with the next of our senior heats at the Genk track in Belgium. The way the grid lines up for this one is as follows. Max Timmermans will start from pole position, the Belgian racer, with Szabo Baldassar alongside in second place. Row 2 then lines up with, again, another local lad here, Noah Rouvers and Berke Besler on the outside of row number 2. Back on row number 3 we have Max Pilka with Tamino Bergmeier, who had some problems this morning in warm-up. He crashed heavily into the barriers down towards the final corner, so hopefully his car has been repaired. Then on to row number 4 we have Christopher Dreyspring with Jakob Grigula. Row 5 lines up with David Remy and Patrick Rundqvist. Row 6 is then going to be Ida Cohen with Daniel Maticek. Row 7 will be the likes of Zander Prijsbalak and Charlie Anderson. Row 8 lines up with Ruben Norum Keverkild and Sebastian Esner. Row 9 is Henry Young and Rivaldi van der Westerlaken, and row 10 will be the final row of Olivier Verhelst and Antoine Antia to round out the 20 starters for this senior race. Great shot there once more of all the karts working hard through on this warm-up lap on the apex of turn number 9, which is the right-left flick. It's kind of just a right-hander really. The left doesn't come really into effect until turn 10, because the left-hander at turn 9 is pretty much just run-off, which many do try and straight line. Not really in these wet conditions, but when it is dry they'll try and straight line that as much as possible. One more formation lap to go then to get everyone into position. Final chance to warm up the tyres and get the best possible warmth into those tyres. There's a few that are trying to carve their way through, so I'm just wondering if there's some out of position. Again, with possible problems on the first lap. Some are going to try and go right around the outside at turn number 5 to get themselves into formation, but everyone pretty much as they should be. There is Max Timmermans in the red and white machine to the far right of your picture. Now on your left, and alongside him is going to be Szabo Baldassar in the, again, slightly lighter red and white colours, or in fact they're pink and white to our eye, and you can see them now on your cameras. Then we have behind that the 284 machine of Noah Rouvers. Good to have Noah back with us this weekend. He's there in the blue and white colours, and then alongside him you've got 210, which is Berke Besler, and Berke Besler will carry the colours of Buvon Power, I believe that is. Yep, so Buvon Power with Berke Besler once again for this year. And then back on row 3, 2 further orange and white machines, one of those being Unique Racing's Max Pilka, alongside him Tamino Bergmeier, who looks like he's got his kart recovered now and repaired for JJ Racing. So they are there and ready to go within this race. 11 laps again to look forward to for the second senior heat. First time for these competitors on the track in racing mode this weekend. Everyone in place and good to go. I think we've got everyone we should have. All 20 karts are there on the grid, so good formation through the final corner. Again, they'll go through their grid hatchings and we'll get ready to go when the red lights go out on the starting gantry. Thomas Liner in charge of everything, just making sure they're all slowed right down, and Max Timmermans will go now as the race gets underway. Great start from the inside line there. Max Timmermans, Noah Rouvers and Max Pilka should be 1, 2, 3 into the first corner, although they run slightly wide, of course, trying to find the grip at a more increased pace now. Max Timmermans all over the curb as they exit turn number 2, and there's been drama further back there. 3, 4 karts all involved, which means these yellow flags. Just try and pick up on the numbers of those. We've got 211, 299 and 256 by the looks of it, so they were the likes of Charlie Anderson. 299 was the machine then of who was that a little bit further back, Sebastian Esner, and 256 embroiled there, Rivaldo van der Westerlaken, also on the outside run of that first corner. Off the track there goes as well, down at turn 6, 228, which is Patrick Rundqvist. Straight on he goes, so more drama as they still continue to find the wet and dry part of the track. Meantime, Max Timmermans does lead ahead of 230 Zabo Baldazar, who is trying to defend from the two guys behind, which are 251. Good progress being made here by someone who started way down on row 5, David Remy here. So David Remy for Dan Holland Racing, now fighting with his teammate 223, which is Ida Cohen, side by side into the final corner for them. It's just going to be the better given to, as one of them runs off the track there. That was 251 which ran off, which was the carts of David Remy. So Ida Cohen survived and jumps up into third place. Not too bad a start there for Berke Besler. He runs where he starts, and off the track goes Zabo Baldazar from second place. So more drama here, everyone making mistakes within this senior race. It just shows how tricky the conditions are and how wet it still is on the track as well. We've got one that stopped on circuit on the exit of turn number 1. This is a very energetic start to the race, 284 that is, which is Noah Roovers, local man Noah Roovers, with mechanical problems by the looks of it. So he now grinds to a halt on the exit of turn number 1. We're dropping like flies at the minute, which is a real shambles, to be fair. But Max Timmermans is the man who still leads. Second now is going to be anyone's guess, really, because Zabo Baldazar made that mistake on that lap. So Ida Cohen will be up into second place, I can tell you that. Third place will then be, as they come down towards us, possibly Berke Besler. Yes, it is Berke Besler. Fourth place is side by side down towards turn number 9, and going through there will be Christopher Drayspring, followed in turn by 251, which is the recovering David Remy. And behind that you've got Zabo Baldazar still under attack there and losing more positions at the minute, because Struer's gone now 237, which is Max Pilka. So a further change there for, what's that going to be, 10th place possibly, as they complete lap number 2. Side by side here between Christopher Drayspring and David Remy. David Remy goes down the inside line at turn 1, so he now progresses up into 4th place, as the rest of the field turn their way through. There is confirmation of that 4th and 5th place guys. 6th place now is Zabo Baldazar, so he's now making ground up. We've got Noram Kevikild in 7th, Prish Balak is 8th, Jakob Grigola is 9th, and Max Pilka is down to 10th place. Tamina Bergmeyer's had a bad start as well, so he's had problems and has fallen down to 11th position. We're now on to lap number 3. Max Timmermans leading here at his home circuit by 1.8 seconds. Best of anyone through sector 1, 29.5. So just eking out that gap corner by corner at the minute as he turns his way through the right hander at turn 9, and while doing so he's also making an adjustment to the kart there, just increasing the revs or trying to slow something down, just making sure it's all working to the best of its ability. Or more drama at turn number 10 there, because Christopher Drayspring was slow on the exit, which I think he's now just lost a place to David Remy. Let's have a look across the line, see if David Remy now moves ahead. Yes, he does. Christopher Drayspring now under attack from 257, which is Prish Balak. Can Prish Balak go through? Yes, he can at the entrance to turn 1, so he now moves ahead of Christopher Drayspring up into 5th place, that'll be. And then next in line to try and get through here is going to be Noram Kevikild, the man from Denmark, followed by Zabo Baldazar. He's on the attack once more. He's lost a further position, now down to 8th place. He's gone just ahead of Jakob Grigola and Max Pilka. Quick step of the race has just been recorded. You saw that on your screen from Max Timmermans. He's done a 1:14.347, and already on this lap looking to go even quicker as he heads through sector 1 now into sector 2. Let's see if that goes purple as well as he comes down towards turn number 9, and he does a yellow in fact, which means is not even a personal best for Max Timmermans. On its way now through turn 10 again, that left rear wheel lifting off the circuit. Here's that fight further back between Christopher Drayspring and now 252, which is Noram Kevikild. 263 in there as well, which is now under attack. Jakob Grigula from Max Pilka looking to go down the inside line, so a 4-way tussle here for what's going to be 5th and 6th on backwards as they complete another lap. The leader goes through, and in fact Max Timmermans did improve his lap time, a 1:14.242, as here comes down the inside line Noram Kevikild to get past Christopher Drayspring. Does he complete the job? Yes, he does. So Kevikild goes through. Christopher Drayspring loses another position. He runs very wide on the exit of turn 2, but then he gets a great cut back, finds the inside line through turn 3. Knows to how these two karters are at the minute. They are really fighting hard. We've got another yellow flag out for some reason down at turn 1. Not too sure who we lost there. We'll have to try and pick that up as they work their way on towards the back straight. Quickest this time, by the way, through sector 1 is David Remy. So David Remy, now he's just trying to break away from Prish Balak, is best of anyone through sector 1. He's trying to catch up with Berke Besler, who still sits there in third. He's currently 2.7 seconds back from Ida Cohen, who is quickest of anyone through sector 2, and he's now 3.6 seconds adrift of the leader, which is Max Timmermans. We're now on lap number 5, almost done that one, have we? Because Max Timmermans is now up to the line once again, increasing his margin over the rest of the pack. Ida Cohen going to try and do the quickest lap. He does a personal best, which is a 1:14.7. Personal best from Berke Besler. Best of anyone, though, this time comes from David Remy, the Swede in 4th place. Does a 1:14.186. That is the next battle to watch out for between 3rd and 4th place on track. Just working their way through turns 3, because David Remy is almost with the back now of Berke Besler. So Berke is going to have to listen for the sound now of our 4th place man as they turn their way through the hairpin at turn number 3. Heading their way onto the back straight. 3 carts all together for 3rd, 4th and 5th place. Berke Besler, David Remy and Prishbalak. There they are. Off the back straight they go. David Remy as close as ever now as they come through the right-hander at turn 7. Again, a wider line taken from Berke Besler. He's searching for grip and, of course, still the wet track, whereas David Remy is just going for a move here. So he's going to have to keep for the inside line. Behind them, as we said, is the 257 machine still of Zander Prishbalak, who's worked his way through from 13th on the grid. This is a storming race now from Prishbalak, up 8 places. 5 places gained by David Remy, 1 place gained from Berke Besler, and 9 places gained from Ida Cohen. So all of them inside the top 5 or 6 have done a tremendous job in the first half of this race. Here comes David Remy looking for an inside line at turn 1. Nothing really happening on that occasion as Max Timmermans has now set the quickest lap. Here comes David Remy down the inside line. He gets the move done, but straight back fighting through there is Berke Besler. He powers his way through then on towards the left-hander. Again David Remy down the inside line and he goes through once more, but Berke Besler surely carries more speed. We'd have thought so, but then the door is shut in his face as they turn their way on towards the back straight. Heading their way down, here comes as well Zander Prishbalak going through in 2.57. He gets to the inside of Berke Besler, and just like that, click of the fingers, Berke Besler goes from 3rd to 5th place. He's now going to leave these two to fight it out amongst themselves. David Remy now under attack from Zander Prishbalak as they head on towards the hairpin at turn number 8. Down the inside line goes Prishbalak. Does he hold it on the exit of the corner? Not quite, because David Remy gets a good run for Dan Holland Racing. Down towards the right-hander at turn 9. Still very close between these three, though, between 3rd, 4th and 5th. Here comes Prishbalak again, looking for the inside line on David Remy, but very wise is David Remy there to keep the door shut. Same scenario at the final corner as they power their way back through across the line now. On towards lap number 8 we go. 7 have been completed, and there is our dominant race leader, Max Timmermans, ahead of Ida Cohen by 5.2 seconds. No fastest laps being set on that occasion as 3rd, 4th and 5th work their way through on the start of lap number 8. It's now Remy in 3rd, Prishbalak in 4th and Berke Besler 5th. 6th place is Christopher Drayspring, still under attack here from Norman Keverkeld. 8th place is Jakob Gragula, 9th place is Zabad Boldazar, and 10th place for Max Pilka. Those are the three, in fact. Boldazar, Pilka and Rundqvist have all lost the most places within this race. 9th, 10th and 11th places for them. David Remy worked his way up towards the wide hairpin at turn number 8. There is Max Timmermans once more, then down towards the final corner, working very hard still to extend this gap over Ida Cohen, who had just gone quickest of anyone in sector 2. That's now been taken by Zander Prishbalak in sector 2 in 4th place. So let's see if he can hold that to the line and beat Max Timmermans' quickest lap, which has just improved even further. He now drops it down to the 1:13, so 1:13.958 for Max. Leads Ida Cohen by 5.7 seconds. Here comes 3rd and 4th. Both of those do personal best lap times, and so does Berke Besler in 5th place, and so does Christopher Drayspring in 6th, and so does Norman Keverkeld in 7th. So that's another indication that the track out there is getting drier and drier lap by lap. I can once again see a very healthy drying line. No spray being kicked up by the carts at the minute, and it may have rained this morning, but temperature is still fairly high for this time of year, about 15 or 16 degrees so far this morning, which is very pleasant. Not too much of a wind like we had yesterday, so it's feeling a little bit warmer out there in the air. In fact, highs at the minute of around about 13 degrees, not quite to 14 or 15 which we're expecting this afternoon. but still fairly good for this early in the morning as we very shortly head to the afternoon. Here comes Max Timmermans then through on this ninth lap. Leads now Ida Cohen by 6.6 seconds through sector 2. He's already gained a second on this lap alone. And again Xander Prejbalak is best of anyone through sector 2. So he's looking to lower the fastest lap once more as Max goes through. He does it first off, a 1:13.910. What can the rest do? Well, Ida Cohen goes through now 6.6 seconds back. Here comes Prejbalak and David Remy. In fact, they've swapped places, haven't they? Because now Prejbalak has gone through on that lap. So a great job there from Prejbalak, and now the quickest man on circuit at 1:13.831. This is great stuff. Can he catch Ida Cohen before the end of the race? I don't think he can. 2 laps now to go. There is confirmation of the best lap so far. Ida Cohen is 3.5 seconds to the good of Xander Prejbalak here, so I think that's out of the question, but still a great run from Prejbalak. He's made 10 places up from 13th on the grid. David Remy still sits 4th. 5th place then for Berke Besler. 6th place for Christopher Drayspring. 7th place is the 252 machine, which is that of Ruben Norum Kevikeld. And then behind that we have Jakob Gragula, Zabo Baldassar and Max Pilker just inside the top 10 for now. Side by side for 3rd place here, because fighting back is going to be, in fact no, yeah, fighting back was David Remy on the outside there in 251. Straight down the inside line he goes of Prejbalak in towards the penultimate corner, but Prejbalak was having none of that. He knew what was coming there. He let David Remy do what he needed to do, but then straight away he got the place back and jumps into 3rd place once more. But give it to David Remy. He's definitely trying here to get himself back into 3rd place with now 1 lap to go for the field, as Max Timmermans has improved his quickest lap once more. 1:13.725 now for Max as he works his way through the right-hander at turn number 5. Down the back straight he goes for the last time. Will it be an as easy win in the next heat for Max Timmermans? Well, in the next heat for him, he'll be up against the likes of Jordan Brown-Nutley. So it could be a great scrap between these two. We'll see how it plays out later on this afternoon as Max now comes through the left-hander at turn 8, down the short straight in towards the grandstand for the last time. And I can tell you the fight between 3rd and 4th has just dispersed slightly, although David Remy is not done yet. He may have one last gasp attempt into the final corner, where Max Timmermans now is. He works his way towards the line to receive the checker flag here in Heat 2 for the seniors. It's won this time by Max Timmermans, his first time out, his first win of the weekend, as he crosses the line by a monumental margin from Ida Cohen, who now crosses the line for a great performance. He's moved up 9 places since the start, so Ida Cohen finishes second, 8.8 seconds back in the end. 3rd place then will go to Xander Prejbalak. Gets himself, the Belgium, into a top 3 finish. 4th place to David Remy. Good try there from David to fight back towards the end. Berke Besler gets 5th place. Christopher Drayspring 6th. 7th place for Ruben Norum Kevikeld. And then behind that we had Jakob Gragula, Zabo Baldassar and Max Pilker to round out your top 10 at the end of that second heat for the seniors. That was Groups C against Group D, and it's, as I said, Max Timmermans your winner by 8.8 seconds for KMS Europe. Dan Holland Racing in second.